A leak reported that Ken Wakui, author of the popular Tokyo Revengers franchise, will start a new manga about gangs and supernatural powers now in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, titled as Nagai no Astro. While this should be a positive announcement, it seems that netizens have not forgotten the dreadful ending of Ken Wakui's flagship work. What was it about the ending of Tokyo Revengers? Besides being rushed and anticlimactic, the ending of the series also serves as a sort of excuse for everything else that happened during the rest of the story. Everything is undone with the sudden introduction of a MacGuffin, a plot excuse that motivates characters and the development of a story, and actually lacks relevance on its own. And all the characters and the development they undertook throughout the rest of the story are erased in favor of speeding towards an inexplicable happy ending. The reason for this sudden acceleration towards the end is unknown. It is unlikely that the series was in danger of being cancelled, as it was still one of the best-selling manga series of all time at the time of its conclusion. Also, the author of the series, Ken Wakui, did not make any public announcement or mention of having problems with the publication of the series, whether due to stress or other health-related factors. However, if we analyze the latest Tokyo Revengers story arc as a whole, we realize that the series was rapidly losing footing. The first and most glaring problem is that the final arc of the series never managed to reach the same height as the penultimate one. In the penultimate arc, the series' most prominent antagonist, Tadakasaki, was finally defeated and the central conflict of the rest of the story was brought to an end. As a result, almost all of the characters reached some sort of conclusion to their story arcs, except for Mikey and other characters who had not been given much attention up to that point. As a result, the final arc introduced several new characters and conflicts, all of which would have to be covered and wrapped up by the arc's conclusion. While they had decent narrative weight and importance, these new stories and characters could not build the same kind of story as the one crafted over several arcs and over the course of several years. This also affects another fundamental issue. The final arc of Tokyo Revengers is very rushed compared to the rest of the series. While other arcs took much more time to introduce the characters' backstories and show their possible conflicts with each other. In several sections of the final arc of Tokyo Revengers, the characters' backstories, flashbacks, and major plot points are covered in 1 or 2 chapters. This results in some very messy major revelations and less impactful plot arcs overall. Finally, there is the issue of new additions to the story world and lore in the final arc. In addition to several story revisions to allow for the introduction of new characters, the central concept of protagonist Takemiki's time travel abilities becomes much more of a MacGuffin. Said abilities begin to function in whatever way the author needs them to, resulting in sloppy writing and a loss of interest in everything the characters do. Will Ken Wakui be able to regain the reader's trust?